Hey YouTube, it's the Tremenator here, and it's Let's Play time. I've picked quite an old game, Destruction Derby 2, which was released for the PlayStation 1 back in 1996, I think. As of this moment, I don't think it's available on the PlayStation Store, so I got this copy off eBay about 3 or 4 years ago, just for £1 or £2. It wasn't expensive. It's one of those games I find myself coming back to time and time again. I really enjoy the fact in this type of racing game you are encouraged to crash into the other cars and score points just by smashing them to pieces rather than finishing higher than them. Can you imagine if Formula 1 these days was just based purely on who got the most points for crashing? You know, Pastor Maldonado would be world champion every single season. But as you can see, I'm doing a Wrecking Racing series, so it is points over position that count in this type of series. Not made the best start, as you can see. I've gone from pole position down to 20th in one lap, and I'm probably half a lap behind most of the field, so I don't have any points yet, so as you can tell I'm not very good at this game. So I'm just going to see if I can catch the field up, maybe spin a few of them round. You can get the points in this type of racing come in 10, 25 or 50 points, basically depending on the type of collision you have with the other car. Now, to get the 50 points, the maximum, I think you have to do a full 360 spin on the other car. 25 obviously for a 180, and I think just sort of getting a pit manoeuvre on a car, maybe just spinning them maybe 90 degrees up, get you the 10 points. I mean, there's one there that I've given a good whack to, and it's given me 10 points. Barmy Army, I think that car is. Those of you that are familiar with this type of game will recognise the designs of the cars. I'm trying to get alongside him to spin it here, but he's sort of trying to block me, and he's giving me a whack up the backside, and I'm on my back. Obviously, when this happens to the computer cars, they are out of the race, but not for us, and I've just decided to drive head on into the oncoming field, and I've been launched about 100 feet in the air, come back down and been whacked several times by other vehicles, but it's actually working because the points tally is up to 85 now. Those of you that are familiar with this game will know that the Pine Hills track is basically just a triangle. There's 3 corners and 3 straights. Nothing too fancy, so it is quite difficult to score points here. Oh, hang on, I can see the learner driver. The infamous learner driver, and he gets a full 360 spin, and that's 50 points for me, thank you very much. As you can see now, my car is damaged, the engine is smoking, so I'm going to need to pop into the pits, make some repairs. Those of you that are familiar with my channel will know that I actually recorded this footage about 2 years ago now, but it wasn't a very popular video. It hasn't got many hits, so I thought I'd pull it down, maybe give it a bit of a makeover, add some audio commentary, and see if I can get you guys a bit more interested. I will be doing the entire season of Wrecking Racing, so there are 3 more races after this, and of course the Destruction Derby itself at the end of the season. Depends on how I do. I will maybe do a few more seasons of this. I am in the bottom division, and it is usually relatively easy to get out of that, basically because the other cars in your division only score a handful of points each race. I'm already on 155, which is actually quite good for this particular track. I've already made my one and only pit stop for repair, so despite the fact you do need to obviously score points by crashing into other cars, I do like to bring the car home. That's maybe one of my flaws as a perfectionist, but I do have to try and finish the race. I can see a car ahead of me there smoking. Let's see if I can try and catch up to him and take him out. You do get 25 points if you eliminate other cars from the races, but obviously to do that you need to give them a smack in the front only, because you can lose wheels and the back end can be smashed to pieces, but it's only the front end of the car that actually puts you out of the race. He seems to have gotten ahead of me now because of my little running with that other car back there. I think that was the Goddess. But going on to lap 8 now, and there's a nice bunch of 3 cars in front of me, but because of my very careless driving I'm bouncing off either side of the track, and I've let them get away. 185 points, so I'm doing quite well in that respect. I just don't like the fact I'm in 20th position. You do actually get race points for coming in the top 3, but it's not a great deal in proportion to the points you can get by colliding with other cars. As you can see, again, my driving is not exactly the best. I can't seem to stay away from the walls. Penultimate lap though, no one seems to be anywhere near me. One of the habits I do like to do at the end of the race, if I've still got a moderately healthy car and I'm quite low down in the order, is just drive backwards for a lap or so, because even though the computer cars will have finished the race, you can still score points from them and they will still drive around the track pretty much until there's only one left. As you can see now, I'm going to stop and wait for them since I'm on the last lap. I've missed the leader, but I'll smack into first and second. Nope, they've actually given me a whack. And another car hits me in the blind side. I can't really see what went on there. I'm actually on the crest of a hill here, so I'm in a prime spot to be collided with because the cars have just come over that big jump. 240 points I think I've got there. And as you can see, a few cars are now starting to retire with the engine damage. So now that my engine is smoking again and I've made my pit stop, I think I'll call that the finish. I'll cross the line in last place, but 240 points is actually really good for this track. So I'm hoping that's going to be me at the top of the division after this race. But anyway guys, that's the end of the first video. If you like it, please by all means like, subscribe, leave a comment, give me any more feedback. So I will see you for the next race. Take care guys.